Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today is another episode of Practical Skills Minecraft, and in this one we are going to be taking a look at something really awesome, and I like to call it the micro tree farm. Now you may be wondering, Mumbo, are you going insane? I swear you uploaded a tree farm just the other week, and you would be right in saying that. Now the first one that I uploaded was very fast, it was extremely efficient, and it gave a good return on saplings because it had the leaf crusher. The one that we're taking a look at today is much simpler in design. It is nowhere near as expensive, but it lacks some of the functionality of the original. For example, this one doesn't have the leaf crusher. So I will provide links to the original in the description and also on the screen so that you can check out both designs and come to the conclusion of which one you want to build. The reason that this design is so simple is due to the way that it works. It uses a double piston extender to retract the tree into the circuit so then it can be pushed along, and that means that we can make for very slim redstone circuitry. This design is only 4 blocks wide, which I consider to be fairly incredible. And another good thing about building this one is the fact that it is a repeating pattern. Each 3 layers are exactly the same. So once you've built the bottom layer, you know exactly what to do for the next layer and the next layer, and within no time you will have it all built and complete, and you'll have yourself a very nice and fast functioning automatic tree farm. Now I think I've waffled on for long enough, let's take a look at it in action. So first things first, to turn it on all you have to do is flick this lever and that will quite simply activate our rapid firing bone meal dispenser. Now a lot of people think that I'm wasting bone meal here. As you can see, I clearly am not. There is no bone meal being used, and that is because there is nothing in front of the dispenser. However, as soon as we place down a tree, you can see it gets bone mealed, and then eventually it grows up into a big tree and then gets pushed along. So all we have to do is hold down the right click button and you will see that things happen very quickly. We get ourselves a ton of wood in next to no time, and then it will all be pushed along and put into a very large block by those pistons out the back. Once you feel like you've done enough for one day, all you have to do is head over to your lever and turn it off. We'll wait for this tree to go, we might as well. Turn it off and you will see that the bone meal just stops being dispensed. The actual circuit can still be used, so if you do have a tree that eventually grows, it will be pushed into the block. But you can see that we now have a fairly large block of wood that we can come along with our diamond efficiency 5 axe and just take it all out, gather up all the woods and be very happy campers. As you saw there, this machine is fairly powerful, especially considering the size of it. It's actually quite fast and it will allow you to get a large quantity of wood quite quickly. Now for anyone that's interested, there is a world download in the description down below so that you can check out the redstone in a little bit more detail, perhaps take a closer look at how some of the things work. But from now, it is going to be the tutorial, so let's crack on. So you want to get things started with a 9x4 area that is 9 blocks long and 4 blocks wide. Now this area out here represents the tree check zone. In the middle you can see where our tree is going to be planted, and this sort of 5x5 area, including these blocks, is where the tree will check for any other blocks that aren't wood. So you have to keep that in mind. But anyway, you want to go 1 block off the center to the right and place your double piston extender in like this. And then over here you just want to go 1, 2, and it should be 2 blocks away from this central point. So 2 blocks away, and this is where your little pusher is going to be going. So then you just want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So 6 blocks high, and do the same thing on this side as well. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and then you can place all of your wood in here in the middle. This is what is going to push your blocks along. I need to do a little bit more explanation on the whole wood checking thing. This area I've now marked out fully with glass. This cannot have any other type of block in it. It can't have anything other than oak wood. So as you can see, our sticky pistons, they don't quite make it in there, and these ones don't quite make it in there either. The only type of block that is going to be in here is oak wood, and that means that our trees can grow effectively and they will grow fast, and it won't take ages to bone meal because that's just really annoying, and it will lower the efficiency of our farm. We are now going to do the first part of our circuit, so you want to place 2 blocks like this, a repeater set it to 4 ticks, and a repeater set to 2 ticks. You want to place a half slab and a block here with redstone dust on both of those, and then you want to run this round the back, place a half slab here, and 2 half slabs like this with a block in the middle, and take your redstone and run it round the sides like this. So you should end up with a circuit that looks something a little bit like that, and that is actually a double piston extender circuit. So you can see when we flick this lever, we get the double extension. So imagine our tree is here, and then we will also get the double piston retraction, which is exactly what we need. Then you want to go over to this side, place 2 blocks like this, a repeater set to 4 ticks and a repeater set to 2 ticks to give you 6 ticks in total, and then that's going to be running into a block with redstone dust off to this side, and that redstone dust is going to run into a block with a repeater, set it to 4 ticks, and that is going to make this piston extend once this piston extends. So we're making a double piston extender without the second block retraction, so these blocks stay out here. Anyway, you want to place a block down here, set it to 2 ticks, and then the last part is we are going to make a pulse extender by placing redstone dust here, and then another repeater set to 4 ticks, and then a repeater set to 2 ticks to give you once again 6 ticks in total, which means that this piston is going to stay extended longer than this piston, so it will retract it back to this position. And you will be very happy to know that that is all of the circuit done. Like, that is all you need to know on how to build this. It really is that easy. So the next thing you have to do is you just have to come up to this and just take these blocks and do it again. So you just copy it block for block. So that is repeater, 4 ticks, and then 2 ticks, and then we want the half slab, the block, and just carry that round. Then you can see from the layer below, we want another half slab. All of this is going to have redstone dust on the top, as you can see from the layer below, and then we want a block, redstone dust, and then 2 half slabs with the redstone on top. And once again, we're going to copy this layer, so that is just another repeater, set it to 4 ticks, 2 ticks running into a block, and then we can see down here is just 2 pieces of redstone dust. We've got a repeater running into the back piston, set it to 2 ticks. I mean, you know the drill. I'm sure you can copy from what's underneath. Look, this runs into a block, which will then run out with a repeater set to 4 ticks. It's so easy, and you want to repeat that for this layer and also the second one to give you 3 layers in total, and that will be all of the redstone done for your tree farm. Hopefully you have done that by now, and you should end up with something that looks a little bit like this. Each layer should be absolutely identical. If it's not absolutely identical, then you have done something wrong, and I would suggest going back and changing it. But anyway, we are now going to be taking a look at how to connect up these layers, and that is just as easy. You just want to place half slabs like this, upside down half slabs. You can check that by placing redstone dust on the top, and this will connect all of your layers just by running this redstone signal up through them. So there we go. All the redstone will run up like this and go into our various layers, which means that this whole mechanism is now functioning, and we can actually give that a test by placing down a button of some sorts, and you will see that yes, it is all working well, and I love it. I have now turned the tree area into solid blocks because that is what we're going to be working on, seeing as we have finished the whole tree eating mechanism. So we're going to start off with the tree detector, and the way that we do that is place a redstone torch and then a repeater and then some redstone dust out here, and that means when the tree goes, obviously a solid block will be in between this repeater and the redstone dust, and that means that the redstone dust is going to switch on. So now we just want to create a hopper monostable by placing them like that, and any old block inside this dropper, and then you just want to place 2 blocks underneath like this, take a comparator and run it out from this hopper, and then a repeater running into that block and set it to 4 ticks. Now we can finally give this a proper test by placing a couple blocks here, and you will see that everything is fully functional. Our blocks get pulled back and then pushed across, and that is exactly how our tree farm is meant to work. So it's all looking good. Now we're going to place our automatic bone meal dispenser, so you want to place your dispenser on this block here facing into our dirt, obviously from that side, and then you want to take out these 2 blocks and the block underneath the dispenser. Then you want to place a block up like this and a block up like this, redstone dust in the middle, and then redstone torches coming out from this block, and you will see that it starts up what is known as a burnout clock. So this redstone dust is just on and off, on and off, on and off, and if we were to place items in it, you can see they get fired out immediately, and we are of course going to be filling up this dispenser with bone meal. But if you do want to turn off this rapid firing clock, then just place down a lever and flick it on, and you will see that it deactivates it. There is no more rapid firing going on. Now your actual tree farm is done. It is all complete. You can use it for growing and pushing along trees, but obviously you are going to need somewhere to store them. Now my solution is pretty good, and you can see it over here, and I will show you how to build that one, but this part really is up to you. You could do absolutely anything with this as long as it pushes it into a block. It will work just fine. But if you do want to do it my way, then the first thing that you have to do is place levers next to each piece of redstone dust. You don't want to turn them on. In fact, you don't want to touch them. They are just there to redirect this piece of redstone current. Then you want to go down next to this piece of redstone dust and place a regular piston facing in this direction, and you're going to count this out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then you are going to make that the same height as the sticky pistons here. You're going to fill all of that area in. Obviously, it is going to use a lot of regular pistons, so you have to make sure that you've got quite a bit of iron and redstone and cobblestone and wood for this one, but eventually you will get it all done, and it should look something a little bit like this. Then you want to go out the back and place a line of blocks like this, one block above the bottom, and then once again a line of blocks in line with your lever, and then a line of blocks up like this, each of which is going to have redstone dust on the top. So just do that and do that. To connect each one of these up, we are going to be using what is known as a smart piston, which detects when a block is nearby. And the way that we're going to do that is you just place a piece of redstone dust here, a redstone torch even. It's a redstone torch, clearly. And then a piece of redstone dust, a repeater running into a block with redstone dust on the top. And then you just want to place a half slab here, and then a half slab there, a half slab here, and then a half slab there, each of which with redstone dust on the top. And as you will see, if we place down a block here, this whole layer of pistons just get pushed outwards, which mean that all of the blocks that would be across here would be pushed across, which is exactly what we need. Then you want to fill up your dispenser with bone meal, get your sapling, and stand down here. Now, if you want a better line of sight, because this redstone torch is sort of annoying, you can just take it out, place a redstone block, then redstone dust on the top, and it's a little bit less interrupted. But anyway, we flick our lever on, you can see that our rapid fire bone meal dispenser is working like a charm. And then if we place down our first sapling, first tree to be placed in the tree farm, it is all working well. So we can just hold down our sapling button, and we will just get tons and tons of wood. It will all be pushed across and into our wood storing area, which is absolutely brilliant. Now, to avoid something like this occurring, I would highly suggest placing what is known as a limiting block. And I've got one over here. You can see it is a piece of glowstone, and you place it 7 blocks above the floor. So you can see this is 6 blocks high. You want to go 1 block higher and place a block, and that will stop any of these crazy large trees growing that really do sort of bugger things up a little bit, which is a bit of a shame. But there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. You have built yourself a very nice, fully functioning automatic tree farm, and it wasn't really that hard, was it? But if you did enjoy this video, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later. Then you want to go over to this side, place 2 blocks like this, a repeater, set it to 4 ticks, and a repeater set to 2 ticks, so you'll see we'll get 6 ticks here. Then you want to place a block up like this, go over to this side, place 2 blocks here, redstone dust on both of those, with a block up like that, another block here, set it to 4 ticks, and then over here you just want to grab another repeater, set it to 2 ticks, and then another set of blocks, 3 of those, and then a block up like this, and it's bloody raining. Why is it raining? Ah.